Violent Venezuelans are invading the country. It's June 4th, 2024, and these are your headlines. Another story of a Venezuelan crossing and committing violent crimes. An illegal alien who crossed the border into Texas last year has now been arrested for allegedly shooting two New York City police officers in Queens. According to the New York Police Department, the illegal alien was piloting a moped heading the wrong way on a one-way street. After police officers attempted to pull him over, he abandoned the vehicle, drew a firearm, and opened fire. One officer was reportedly struck in the chest and the other in his leg. New York City Mayor Eric Adams called it a senseless act of violence and a total disregard for life at a press conference following the shooting. Now, Mata, the suspect, is currently 19 years old and was previously detained for attempting to jump the border, where else but at Eagle Pass, right here in Texas, back in July of last year. And he was later released. Now, this latest case follows a trend of criminals who originate from Venezuela and commit acts of violence against Americans after illegally entering the United States, crossing the Texas border. For example, a Venezuelan man was arrested in February for ties to a drive-by shooting. He was released shortly afterward before being arrested again on March 11th. A recent report revealed the Department of Homeland Security, meanwhile, failed to monitor and keep track of 77,000 Afghan parolees. Suffice it to say, there are major problems on the border. Attorney General Ken Paxton is calling on the state's highest civil court to intervene in what he's calling politically motivated lawfare waged against him by the State Bar of Texas. So some context here. In December of 2020, following the presidential election, which was filled with concerns about election integrity, Paxton led 18 states in filing a lawsuit, Texas versus Pennsylvania, at the United States Supreme Court. That case challenged the voting procedures in Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, and Wisconsin, and sought to temporarily block those states from certifying vote counts ahead of the Electoral College vote. Well, the Supreme Court eventually dismissed the case, saying Texas had a lack of standing to bring the lawsuit. Fast forward to 2022, the Texas State Bar, which is the professional organization that certifies lawyers, attempted to censure and sanction Attorney General Paxton, as well as his first assistant Attorney General Brent Webster, for having filed the suit. They called it frivolous. The bar filed a lawsuit against him in an attempt, ultimately, to strip their law licenses. Now, while the allegations were initially dismissed, the state bar appealed the case to the state's Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, who allowed the process to move forward. In April, a coalition of 17 attorneys general filed an amicus brief with the Supreme Court of Texas in support of Paxton and Webster. And now the Office of the Attorney General has filed a petition with the Supreme Court of Texas asking them to review the appeals court ruling.
Are you worried about your kid's future? You should be. I'm Charles Blaine with Texas Tomorrow. This is a show where we're going to talk about the issues and the people that are pushing the policies that concern your family, your home, and your kids. Catch Texas Tomorrow every Thursday.
Another North Texas school district has passed a resolution condemning the Biden administration's changes to Title IX that will force schools to allow boys into girls' spaces. The latest district, Mansfield ISD, where trustees passed a resolution in a 5-1 vote. Trustee Benita Reed was the only vote against the resolution. Trustee Jandel Crutchfield abstained. The resolution states, quote, the MISD Board of Trustees denounces the recent changes to Title IX regulations proposed by the Biden administration, expressing deep concern over the potential negative impact on our students and community. In April, the Biden administration released their rewrite of Title IX rules, which are the federal civil rights law designed to prohibit sex-based discrimination in education. New version adds gender identity as a protected class. It would also force schools to allow biological males to use female spaces. Last month, Carroll ISD trustees, also in North Texas, unanimously passed a resolution rejecting the changes, with their board president saying the rewrite sets a dangerous precedent. And shortly after passing the resolution, Carroll ISD's legal counsel, Alliance Defending Freedom, sued the Biden administration, saying the new rule would impose immediate and long-lasting harm on Carroll ISD as well as its staff and students and their parents. Attorney General Paxton also filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration in April, saying the new rule infringes on Texas's sovereignty by imposing substantial pressure on Texas to change its laws and policies. Unless the legal challenges are successful, the new rule will take effect on August 1st. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.